Welcome everybody to the Let's Rock Your LinkedIn profile hosted by the fabulous Mary Gedamu, who actually is also a Red and Yellow alumni. So big round of applause for her and thank you for giving up your time today, Mary. There's still a few people jumping onto the call, so we'll just give it a few more minutes. But we really hope that you find this session very interesting and insightful. Please remember, there will be a opportunity for questions being answered at the end of the session by Mary. So during the course of the presentation, if you have any questions that you do have, you can pop them into the Q&A chat box. Just remember the Q&A chat box, not the normal chat box, and Mary will answer all of these at the end of the session. So Mary, let's give everybody maybe one more minute. It's 12:31 now. Let's
Right.
let's give it to 12:33, and then we can start the presentation.
All right. Thank you so much. I see we've got 64 people on the call. Exciting.
Okay, Mary, I think we can get started and over to you.
Okay. Thank you so much. Hello, everyone. I am Mary Gedamu, and I am super excited to be here today to talk to you about something that can truly transform your professional life. That's your LinkedIn profile. Now, you might be thinking, LinkedIn, really? Another social network? But trust me, this one is very different. It's not just about sharing selfies or funny cat videos, although that's really cool. LinkedIn is a secret weapon for your career success. It's where you can showcase your skills, connect with amazing people in your field, and even land your dream job. So are you ready to rock your LinkedIn profile? If you are ready, let's get started. Before we get started, let me do a brief introduction. This thing is start again. Can you see the next slide? Okay, right. I want to tell you a bit more about myself. I am a customer engagement manager at Fuse Universal, which is a global SaaS company. And I actually found this job on LinkedIn. I'm also a personal branding strategist, social media consultant, and an ambassador for the Learning Ops community, which is a fantastic network of learning and development professionals from all over the world. So my journey started after studying digital marketing with Red and Yellow in 2018. I took some steps to optimize my LinkedIn profile, and it opened up a lot of opportunities for me. That's why you can say I'm very, very passionate about LinkedIn. So in this webinar, the first part of our discussion will be about optimizing your LinkedIn profile. Then we'll have a Q&A session where you can ask questions about how to optimize your LinkedIn profile. And then I'll share some tips about networking strategies. So yeah, let's get started. Now, you might be wondering, why LinkedIn? Why don't we just stick to traditional job boards or networking events? Well, there is one thing. LinkedIn is where the action is really happening right now. 90% of companies actually use LinkedIn to hire new talent. And almost, I'm not sure if you know this, but almost big companies that I know are on LinkedIn, and they are looking for talent to hire at the moment. So if you are not on LinkedIn, that means that you are missing big time, unfortunately. The other reason why I want to emphasize the importance of LinkedIn, it's not just another job board, it's your career launch pad. It's where you can build a network of mentors, colleagues, and industry leaders who can help you take your career to the next level. It's where you can learn from the best, stay up to date to the latest trends, and discover new opportunities that you might not find elsewhere. I'm sure you cannot find that on Indeed or Pinnet, unfortunately. LinkedIn is not about the job opportunities that you find. It's also about networking and expanding your network. And I'm sure that's a very compelling reason to invest some time in optimizing your LinkedIn profile. So you can ask questions as I present. You can ask questions in the chat section, in the Q&A section, and then I'll answer after we cover the first session. So
sorry, Mary, just to interrupt. We do have a question in the chat section saying that there's somebody struggling to hear or see. I just want to
Okay.
check if there's anybody else that's having the same technical issue. If you can please just share that in the chat.
You can't see anything. All good. Okay. Maybe they have a problem with the connection. Looks like everyone else can hear. Okay, good. Trying to log out and log in again, maybe? Okay. Shall we proceed?
Yes, let's go ahead.
Okay, perfect. So now we have covered why LinkedIn is key for your professional growth. Let's talk about what you can do to be visible and rank high in search results. So it starts with completing your LinkedIn profile. I know sometimes it might seem like a chore because you have to take out time from your busy schedule and actually optimize your LinkedIn profile. But trust me, I'm talking from from personal experience, it's worth it. A complete profile shows that you are serious about your career and that you are invested in your professional development. Plus, it makes it easier for people to find you. For example, if I Google myself, if I search for Mary Gedamu, the #1 result that comes on Google is my LinkedIn profile. So that's what a complete or a profile that's complete can do for you. A complete profile can also increase your visibility. It also signals to LinkedIn algorithm that you are serious about your professional career. Right. So what do we mean by optimizing our LinkedIn profile? So we are talking about a professional headshot that makes you look like you are a rock star, not like music, but you are very serious about your career, and a compelling headline that acts as your 120 character elevator pitch, an engaging summary that tells your unique story, a detailed experience section that quantifies your results, not just talks about how you started your career, your life story. You need to quantify your achievements if you are working, obviously. Your education, where you can list all the courses that you have taken, the projects, or any awards that you have won, skills, endorsements, recommendations, and so forth. But we'll look at each section in detail shortly. Let's start with your profile picture. I hope I'm not going too fast. Please let me know if I'm going too fast. Are we all good? Okay. Let's start with your profile picture. I don't know if you know this, but a profile with a professional headshot gets 14 times more views. That's a fact. Now, I know you might be thinking a professional headshots, that sounds very expensive or complicated, but it doesn't have to be. You don't need to go to a photo shoot or maybe pay a lot of money to do that. You can do that from the comfort of your home. A well-lit photo taken by a friend against a clear background can work wonders for you. My LinkedIn profile, the one I'm using right now, I didn't go and have a photo shoot. I actually did that at home. A friend took it for me, but I'm using it. The other thing that you can do is if you are using Canva or if you are into graphic design, you can remove the background, you can adjust the lighting and so forth, but make sure that your photo looks professional. You must look approachable and credible, and that you are serious about your career. So please do not use any selfies, party photos, family photos, or group posters. That one you can say for Instagram or Facebook, but for LinkedIn, you need to use a professional photo if possible. Okay. Let's move on to background or the cover image. So this is like a backdrop of your professional stage, and it's a chance to give people a glimpse into your world. A visually appealing background photo can increase your profile views by 5 times. Now, I get all these numbers from LinkedIn. This was a research that was done by LinkedIn. Now, LinkedIn does offer some generic cover images, but I don't use it. Instead of settling for a generic template, choose an image that speaks to your field, your interest, or unique personality. Maybe it's a photo of you in action at a conference, a snapshot of your workspace, or even a beautiful landscape that inspires you. But whatever you choose, make sure that it's high quality and it's not busy or it doesn't distract people. You want the focus to be on you and what you can bring to the table. So you've got your profile picture, and then there is a banner. I'm not sure if you know, I'm sure you know it, sorry. So you have to change that background. It doesn't look good when it's blank, or you use the generic template that's provided by LinkedIn. Right. So now let's talk about the headline. As you can see in the image, it's the one right here. After your name, right under your name, your profile picture, there's your name, and then there is the headline. So it's 120 character. It's like an elevator pitch. It's your chance to make a strong first impression. It's one of the things that people see when they search for you on LinkedIn. Even when you comment, the first thing that comes up is your name and then the headline. So if you are a student, for example, your headline could be something like marketing students, building expertise in digital marketing. And if you are a recent graduate, you could say something like recent marketing graduate, passionate about content creation, seeking entry-level marketing roles. And if you are a professional, if you have a lot of experience, for example, you could say something like experienced marketing manager, proven track record of success, expertise in SEO or SEM, but make sure that you include keywords, because when hiring managers look for candidates to hire, your headline is very, very important. So you need to optimize it and make sure that you include keywords as well. Please avoid using terms like looking for work or unemployed, things like that. You want to avoid using those terms because it will appear when people search for you or they are looking for a candidate to hire. Right. Okay. Let's now move on to, do you see my next slide, Taryn?
It's still on the previous slide. The headline, your
Okay.
120 character. There we go.
Right. Okay. For some reason, getting stuck. So now let's consider the summary section. The summary section is your chance to tell your professional story and really connect with your audience. A well-written summary can triple your chance of getting contacted by recruiters and hiring managers. So you can think of your summary as your personal brand statement. It's where you can showcase your personality, your passions, and unique value proposition. Please make sure that you always write it in a first person. Use a conversational tone and then let your passion shine through. If you are a student or recent graduate with limited work experience, do not worry about that. You can still write a compelling summary. You can focus on your academic achievements, relevant coursework, sorry, volunteer experiences, or any project that you are working on at the moment. Let me give you an example. So if you are a student, for example, you could say something like, I'm a recent marketing graduate with a passion for social media and content creation. During my studies, I gained hands-on experience managing social media campaigns for student organizations, increasing engagement by 20%. I'm eager to apply my skills and knowledge in a fast-paced marketing environment where I can learn and grow. Now, if you are a student and you don't have a lot of work experience. If you are a seasoned professional, my advice to you would be make sure that you quantify your achievements and highlight your accomplishments. Because as you know, people are very busy these days. So people don't have a lot of time to read through a long statement. So from the get-go, ensure that you quantify your achievements and talk about what you can bring to the table. Right. So the most interesting part, your experience section. This is where you can really showcase your accomplishments and demonstrate the value that you can bring to the table. Profiles with detailed experience sections are 12 times more likely to be viewed. That's because the section gives potential employers a clear picture of what you are capable of achieving. For those who are like students or recent graduates with limited work experience, you can still make this section shine. You can include or talk about internships, volunteer work, class projects, or any other relevant activities that you are doing at the moment as a student. If you are a seasoned professional, it's crucial to go beyond simply listing your job duties. You have to, again, once more, I want to stress that you need to quantify your achievements. So for example, for myself, let me use myself as an example. I'm a customer engagement manager at Fuse Universal. So I have listed my achievements. If you have managed to increase engagement, you need to say so. For example, I could say something like, I increased engagement by 20% in the first quarter. If you are a social media manager, did you reach your target? So yeah, the point is, please quantify your achievements. That's very important. Instead of just listing your employer, list what you have managed to accomplish. Right. Now let's talk about the education section. This is your chance to highlight your academic achievements and show potential employers that you've got the brains to back up your ambition. Whether you are a recent graduate or still at school, make sure that you list all your relevant degrees, certification, and coursework. It doesn't always have to be a PhD or master's degree or anything like that. Even if it's like just a certificate, or if you have taken any course, please make sure that you list that. And if you have completed any projects or research that you are working on, please list that as well. Right. Okay. Before I discuss, I feel like we need to look at some of the questions before I talk about skills and endorsements. Let me look at the Q&A sections. I don't think there are any questions. Would it be possible to send those slides? Taryn, will we be sending those slides to everyone who's on the call?
Sure. We're more than happy to send the slides, Mary, if you're happy to share them.
Yeah, happy to do that.
Fantastic. Yes.
Okay, cool. So let's talk about skills and endorsements. This is where you get to show off your superpowers. This section is a chance to highlight the skills that make you valuable or potential to people who would like to hire you. So it's not just about listing what you can do, but you have to focus on those skills that are relevant to your desired career path. Think of it as a professional toolbox. So what are the tools that you want to bring to the table? If you want to work as, let's say, a social media manager, what skills do you bring to the table? Digital marketing, what are the skills that you have learned as a student or as a professional? So list those skills. And don't forget about endorsements. If you go to your profile, you can see if you have listed, you can list about 50 skills. So how many people have endorsed your skills? When your connections endorse your skills, it adds credibility to your profile and shows potential employers that your skills are legit. People are backing you up. So that's very important. And do not be shy to ask your connections to endorse you for your skills. Okay, right. So with LinkedIn, there are different places where you can add your skills. Let's start with, like, you can add up to 50 skills. So you can add the skills on your headline. You can add it to your summary section. And then you can also add it to the job description. For example, under Fuse Universal for myself, I have listed different skills that I'm like currently like, I could vouch for myself. I can do this, so I need to list that. So you can add the skill to your headline, your summary section, experience section. Those are very important because when people search for you, if someone is looking for example, a social media manager, if you add social media management as a skill, you will rank on top. So that's very important. Make sure that you add your skills in those places. Very, very important. Right. This one is something that I'm really, really passionate about because most of the time we are very scared to ask. for something from other people. But when it comes to recommendations, they are like a review for you. These are like gold stars on your LinkedIn profile. They are a form of social proof that can increase your profile views by 22 times. That's a fact. So you can ask your professors, your colleagues, your mentors, or people that you know to send you a recommendation. So, but when you ask for recommendation, make sure that you personalize the request. You need to explain to them why you want a recommendation from them. Are you working with those people? Are they your teammate? Are they your colleague? But do not be shy to ask for your recommendation. So how can you ask for a recommendation? As you can see in the picture, you can go to, let's say, a colleague, click on the three dots on the left side, on the right side, and then you can see ask for recommendation, and you type up a personalized message. For example, if you are a student, you can ask your professor to give you a recommendation, or you can ask a teammate or somebody who works for Red and Yellow if they know you very well. If you are working on the same project, ask for recommendation because it serves as a social proof. Sorry. Okay, I thought I had something. Yeah, so do not be shy. Ask for recommendations from your connections. Right. Okay, so we have now considered the first section, which is about optimizing your LinkedIn profile and making sure that you have completed all the sections. You've got all your profile picture, headline, summary, and everything sorted. We will consider the networking strategies bit, but I'm happy to answer if there are any questions. Okay, no questions yet. Anything in
Sorry,
the chat?
Mary, I've actually picked up two questions in the normal chats that I don't know if you want to maybe just address them now. The first question is it advisable to use the open to work settings in LinkedIn? And the second question was, what do you think about putting keywords in the name/surname section? So for example, John Smith, content marketing specialist, if we could get some comments on that.
So there are mixed feedback when it comes to the open to work section. Some people feel like it would make you look desperate. I personally wouldn't use it. I haven't found any stats in terms of like, there is a way you can do it without notifying everyone. So you can go to your profile setting, for example, you can still put open to work without displaying the banner, that green banner. So if you want everyone to see the green banner, that's fine. But the people who will actually headhunt you or look for you are recruiters or hiring managers, right? So you can make it visible only for people who are using LinkedIn to headhunt or recruit people on LinkedIn. So I personally wouldn't advise putting the green banner on display, but that would be a personal choice. But you can still display it without making it visible for everyone to see publicly. Hope that answers the question.
Maybe to unpack it a little bit further, if you are currently employed and obviously you do have an HR department and you do click on that you are open to work, is there a way of excluding certain people on your LinkedIn profile so that your current employer doesn't see that you are interested in other roles, just from a privacy point of view?
Unfortunately, you can't. So if you have made it visible for the public, everyone will see it. Unfortunately, with LinkedIn, it's very different from other social media platforms. You cannot block people, like you can block people, but you cannot select individual people's if you don't want them to see your post or your updates. So if it's public, everyone will see it. But what you can do is if you go to your profile and adjust the setting, if you are open to work, for example, I have open to work setting in my profile because if there are any other opportunities, I'm open to that, but it's not visible for everyone. You can adjust it for people only using the LinkedIn recruiter account to see. That's the other way you can do it, but I wouldn't advise making it visible publicly, especially if you are employed currently. That wouldn't look good for your current employer, unfortunately. Yeah.
I see there is one more question in the Q&A from Lebo.
Okay.
How do you know which keywords to use to optimize your profile?
So it depends on what you do. If you are a social media manager or you are looking for a role that has to do with digital marketing, I would advise I use Gemini and ChatGPT to help me with keywords, but then there is also a Google account that you can use Keyword Planner to identify words that you can use to add it into your headline. Don't make it too long. Only add one or two because it will obviously show that you are trying to not spam other people, but it will be too obvious. So be careful, but you can do it subtly, but do your research. And Gemini is free. You don't have to pay anything if you are using AI. So I recommend using Gemini or ChatGPT to help you with that. Okay. I see another comment. Yeah, okay, thank you. I see the questions are in the normal chat.
Mary, I have one other question for you. How do you go about selecting people to add to your network from a LinkedIn point of view? Are you very open-ended? So if anybody wants to connect, do you connect, or are you quite specific about who you add to your connection list? Because I know that does obviously influence the types of feeds and information that's shared to your profile.
Yeah, so personally, I connect with people that are in the sector that I'm passionate about. I'm passionate about digital marketing. I'm passionate about AI because it's not only about getting opportunities. When I follow those people, I know I will learn a lot from them. So the only people that I don't connect with are people who send me connection requests and they're trying to sell me something immediately. Those are the kind of people that I wouldn't want to connect. But there are people that send me friend requests or connections. Maybe they are looking for a job. I'm happy to accept those requests. And if they want to offer me an opportunity also, I'm happy to accept those. Anything that's not trying to spam me, I'm okay with that. But I would advise for you to follow and connect with people that are in the field that you are interested in. If you are into digital marketing, follow those thought leaders in that field. If you are into AI, do the same. And if you are into social media marketing, different fields, learning and development, I advise that you connect with people in the field that you are interested in.
Fantastic.
Yep.
Let's have a look quickly at the Q&A to see what's popped up there. Okay, I think we've answered everybody's questions. Are there any other questions that anybody would like to ask before we close out the session?
We're still doing the networking strategies bit.
Oh, fantastic. Okay, sorry, Mary. Go ahead.
Yeah, we still got some time. So yeah, I don't want to continue without giving people a chance to ask.
Brilliant.
Right. Okay, cool. So let's talk about networking strategies. Let me minimize the Q&A session. So now that we have polished your your LinkedIn profile to perfection, let's talk about how to connect with the right people. Remember, it's not about collecting as many connections as possible. It's about building meaningful relationships with people who can help you grow in your career. So there are a few tips that I would like to share with you when it comes to connecting with intention. The first one is prioritize classmates, professors, and professionals in your field. I think this is what we talked about earlier. These are the people who are more likely to understand your career goals and also offer valuable insights and opportunities. And look for shared interests and experiences to spark conversation. Maybe you both attend the same university, you volunteered for the same cause, or you have a passion for the same industry. So find a common ground when you send out a friend request or connection request. And one thing that I really want to emphasize is when you send out a connection request, don't just send this generic, I would like to add you to my professional network. That doesn't look good. Take a few minutes to write personalized notes, mentioning a shared interest, a mutual connection, or something that you admire about their work. That's why sometimes we send out connection requests and people don't even accept it because we are using a generic template. So trying to take time to understand who they are, what they are passionate about, and to do that, go through their profile and see the kind of content that they engage with. So mention that in your friend connection request message as well. And another great way to expand your network is by joining groups on LinkedIn. These are groups that are like virtual communities where you can connect with people who share the same interests and career goals like you. All right. Okay. So the next thing that I want to emphasize is following thought leaders from companies. I follow a lot of people that are passionate about AI, digital marketing, social media. And that's actually how I learned the things that I know right now, by following people on LinkedIn. And be active participants. Don't just be there and watch. Join conversations, share your own thoughts and experiences in the comment section. And then also, if there opportunity to attend industry events, please join. That's the platform for you to connect with relevant people, people that will help you to advance your career. Actually, one of the opportunities that I got on LinkedIn, I connected with those people on one of the events that they hosted on LinkedIn. After the event, I sent them a message, and that's how I ended up getting a job opportunity. And the other thing that I want to point out is offer your value. Like if you are knowledgeable about, let's say, digital marketing or social media, in the comment section, try and offer help, be a resource to other people. So it's not always about taking from other people. Try and share what you know with other people as well. That's very important. Now, a very interesting one. What to avoid on LinkedIn? Spamming connections. Nobody likes to be bombarded with generic connection requests. Take a time to personalize your message. I think I've explained that earlier. Personalize the message that you send to people. Don't send them any random requests that are not personalized. Self-promotion overload is another big turnoff. It's very good to share about your accomplishments and promote what you are doing. I do that often, but don't overdo it. It's a professional network platform. It's not an advertising billboard, so be very careful when it comes to that. And the other thing that I see people do often on LinkedIn is, for example, if you go to Pick and Pay and you are not happy with the services, please don't go to LinkedIn and write a review. It just doesn't feel right. It doesn't put you in a very good light. So avoid posting anything that's controversial, politics, offensive, that discriminates other people. Don't comment, like, or engage with those contents because people will find out, they will see it, and it doesn't look good. That's my suggestion. Yeah, so let's talk about key takeaways. So LinkedIn is your career launchpad. It's your chance to connect with a global network of professionals and unlock exciting opportunities. I'm talking from personal experience. I love LinkedIn with passion because it has opened up a door of opportunities for me. And it's your personal brand. You need to make it shine and showcase your unique value and what you can bring to the table. You need to be strategic, not just social. Optimize your LinkedIn profile, connect with intention, and engage with other people that will add value to your career paths. Right. So this is a checklist that I put together in terms of optimizing your LinkedIn profile. So there's we talked about your professional profile picture, your headshot, your headline, summary, detailed experience with quantifiable achievements. Please quantify your achievements. That's what's going to sell you on LinkedIn. Education and relevant work experience, skills and endorsements and recommendations. Those are very important. And always remember that your LinkedIn profile is an investment. So I know we spend a lot of time on TikTok. It's fun, but spend more time on LinkedIn because it will open up doors for you. Right. I hope I have covered everything. Are there any questions in the comment section? Okay. Do you see any questions?
Yes, so we have one question. Okay, there's a few coming in. Let's tackle the first one. I'm not sure how often I should be posting on LinkedIn. What's a good content strategy for someone? And is it dependent on the filed one it is in?
Okay, so
Oh,
yeah.
yeah.
Okay. Yeah, so in terms of how many times to post on LinkedIn, I normally try and post twice a week, on a Tuesday, on a Thursday. Mondays are not a good time. I know people are generally very busy. Fridays, so people are busy with other things. So I generally post on Tuesdays and Thursdays. But if you are starting off or you are new to LinkedIn, try and post at least once a week. And if you don't have any content to share at the moment, start by engaging with other people's content. Follow industry leaders, start commenting. You can do that daily. But when it comes to posting your own content, I recommend doing it twice a week. Yeah. Okay. What's the other question? There's one about, do you recommend using paying for LinkedIn Premium? A recent graduate. Okay, so I pay for LinkedIn Premium. The reason why I do that is when you apply for jobs, there is a lot of insights that you can see if you are paying for LinkedIn. There are things that you cannot access if you are not paying. And the other reason why I pay for LinkedIn is they have LinkedIn Learning. I don't know if you know about that. I have taken a lot of courses that have really helped me so much. So I don't mind paying that 388 Rand a month, because yeah, it's really helpful. And you can actually see who has viewed your profile, even if you have disabled that feature. If you pay for LinkedIn, you can see who has viewed your profile, which is really great. It's a plus.
There's
Okay.
some good few questions coming in the Q&A. I think I'll just read them out to you, Mary. Would it be advisable to add completions of short courses from unaccredited platforms like Udemy on LinkedIn?
Yeah, I've added all of them. Very important. If you're receiving a certificate, and then the good thing is they also give you a link to showcase that on LinkedIn. So I've added all my courses from HubSpot Academy, LinkedIn Learning, Udemy. That's really good. So I recommend adding those as well.
Next one is, what if you have a very corporate side and a very artistic side? Do you create two LinkedIn accounts or do you throw it all into one account?
I don't really recommend using two different accounts. So use one account, and there is something beautiful about LinkedIn is you have the featured section. So if it's not like, if you are not trying to do a side hustle with a competitor against your employer, I don't see any issue, any problem with doing those things on LinkedIn. I post like very serious, like webinar posts, thought leadership articles, but then there is a fun side to LinkedIn as well, and which is really, really great. These days, even if it's LinkedIn, people engage with authentic like content, your creativity will really shine through. So please do not create two accounts. That would look like you are trying to spam somebody. Like I wouldn't, if I see that you have two profiles and you work for the same company, it just doesn't look good at all. I wouldn't advise it.
Okay, fantastic.
Yeah.
Then we have another question. What kind of content should I be posting that will showcase my professionalism and interest to grow?
It depends on the field that you are in, and where you want to go. So if let's assume that you are studying, let's say you are interested in AI, then you follow people who are thought leaders in that field, and then your content should be around that. Yeah, it should definitely be, it will depend on what you do or what you want to do going forward.
Next question, is it a good idea to connect with and network with job posters, recruiters? If yes, how would you recommend going about that?
Yes, I do that all the time. In fact, with the job that I'm doing right now, I saw the job advert on LinkedIn, and I reached out to the CEO, and I reached out to the HR manager in the company, and that's how they contacted me. So I definitely recommend it. But when you send a message, a connection request, make sure that you personalize it. Don't just send empty like connection request or random message. Just look at their profile, understand what they are looking for, look at the job description, look at your experience, and craft a message that's appropriate. And you can easily do that using Gemini or ChatGPT. And then send them a connection request with a message, a personalized message. But I highly advise that you connect with those people. Very, very important. Yeah.
And it seems like our last question for today is it un-PC to remove connections that are not aligned with your current career goals? Will those people be notified that you have disconnected from them?
No, they won't be notified. I have removed people when they start posting that have content that's controversial or that's not good for your mental health. It's not going to take you anywhere. You can remove them. They won't be notified. If it's your colleague, maybe they might notice that you have removed them if they are looking at your profile, but there is no notification that will go out to anyone because you have removed them. So you can safely remove those people. Yeah, I see there's another question. LinkedIn Learning, how in depth are they? They're very good. So they've got beginner, intermediate, and advanced. I find it's similar to HubSpot Academy. I don't like very long courses that really drains me out. They are very conversational. They use videos, and I found it very, very helpful. It's not about getting the certificates. They're really, really helpful. So I recommend, you know that with LinkedIn Premium, there is a free trial. So unfortunately, you will have to provide your card details. But before they even debit from your account, you can unsubscribe. So the first few courses that I've taken on LinkedIn, I did it for free. I subscribed to LinkedIn Premium for free. I took about 8 courses. They didn't charge me. And then that's how you can do it. So try it out and see how it goes. If you like it, then maybe you can keep paying. Yeah. Cool.
Do we
I
have
think that's
any
all.
other questions for Mary before we close out the session?
There's one.
Noted. Thank you very much. Okay, amazing.
Can I say that if anyone would like to know more, if they are passionate about the personal branding, okay, this slide is not going anyway. Yeah, this is what I want to show. I would like to connect with you if you're interested about personal branding or global remote work opportunities. There is another class that I'll be doing on remote work opportunities. So you can connect with me on LinkedIn, or here is my email address. Must I put it in the chat or is it visible here on the
Yes,
screen?
please, Mary, if you wouldn't mind copying and pasting, I think it would be easier for everyone just to copy it.
For some reason, I can't copy and paste. Shame. Yeah, but this is my
Let's
email
see.
address.
Let me type it in.
Okay, let me type it in. Mary's @gmail.com. And yeah, you can connect. Yeah, okay, you've typed it as well. Perfect. Thank you so much. Yeah, you can connect with me on LinkedIn and you can send me an email. So I hope you found this helpful. Thank you so much.
Excellent. Thank you, everybody, for joining us today. And Mary, thank you again for giving up your time. We really, really appreciate it. And hopefully this won't be the first of last sessions that we'll have on this topic. I'm sure everybody will be seeing Mary very soon. And everybody have a great afternoon. Thank you.
Thank
Bye.
you. Bye.